following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world. I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome into another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I'm your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give my little video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to dig it, give it a share. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and you're following me on all the social media platforms. That way, if there's a band, a song, a video, something you want me to check out, you can hit me up with a DM or leave it in the comments below. If you are going to leave it in the comments below, join the I Concur Army. Give the comments a cursory look. If you see your suggestions been made, leave a like and an I Concur. That'll help me get everything into a nice list and I can get it into the book. If you are going to hit me up with a DM, please no spamming. And every Saturday, 2 o'clock for the live stream, it is 2 hours of fun and frivolity. You get to sit down and chat with me for 2 hours about everything from radio to rock and roll. The only rules are no politics and no religion. So that's every Saturday, 2 o'clock, the live stream, 2 o'clock Central Time here in the U.S. The Wild Side Live, another opportunity for you to get me your suggestions. But as I always say, if you're going to suggest something, please provide a link. That helps me out greatly. Before we get started in today's video, thank you to Aspen Dental, Connect 200, Music to See, Gothic Jewelry, and of course, Aunt Betty's Nut Butter. Proud sponsors of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. Today's video is coming from Facebook via suggestion. They said, hey, you got to go and check out this track from the band The Gathering. Anke van Giersbergen. I'm probably not saying that correctly. I love her vocals, so I'm stoked to check this out. This is from the TG25 live at Doornroosje. Did I say that right? Doornroosje. The track is called Travel. We're going to check it out. Here we go. Nice. That's very well done right there. That's a great tone.
92% still active? No way.
I'll be with you the entire time.
Wait,
Thank you. That was awesome. The Gathering with Travel live at Dornruja. I really hope I am saying that correct. Anke van Giersbergen and the boys. That is a great tune. I am a huge fan, was a huge fan, always will be a huge fan of the 90s alt sound. I loved it. One of the I guess it would be the envies that I carried with me is that I worked in one format and I would see a lot of the bands and a lot of the music that I loved on other formats, and it didn't fit on our format. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm a huge fan of the Cranberries and that sound, the Concrete Blonde, the 10,000 Maniacs, that alt sound. But that track, I know it was from 1998's album, How to Mistake a Planet. Sorry, and there's a question mark in there, so I don't know if I said that right. So, but anyway, so I love the sound of this track overall. It is just dripping with that I don't want to call it shoegaze. That's not, I never liked that term. It was a term that people used. I didn't dig. I understood it, but I never liked it because the music was always far more intricate than just a label of staring down at your feet. I think when you hear a song like this, it flows so well, and the colors all blend so perfectly through the song and through the harmonies that it's almost simple, yet you know it's not. There are many layers to it, many moving parts, many different changes throughout that 8 minutes or 6 minutes, but everything flowed perfectly. I've said this before about other music, and I'll say it about this. There are no sharp edges here. Everything is clean. All of the lines are clean. Everything is clean and where it needs to be. But the overall sound of this track, there are no sharp edges. I wrote down Massive Attack and Cranberries, but the music, so I was hitting all of these. I was hitting, Massive Attack. I was hearing Cranberries. I was hearing Janet Napolitano. Her vocals are just the perfect weight. She carries everything perfectly. There's no straining with her. Everything is wide and rich and thick from beginning to end. Annika doesn't drop or ramp or do any of that. Her vocals are clear and clean, but they're not clinical. So it's just amazing how she balances the instrument. And even when some of the notes or some of the vocals would get into a grittier tone or into a more earth tone with their color, even when she was doing this, there was a cleanliness to it that removed any fuzz or any rattling that you might hear normally when someone hits that grab. I call it the husky. That Janis Joplin, the Stevie Nicks drop. The Pat Benatar was really good at controlling that, going from here down into that gutter, but still maintaining a cleanliness to what you're hearing in your ears. So there's no auditory rattling in your eardrum and anvil and hammer and all that stuff. So it's clean and clear. But the band was really, the music that was being constructed in the background was such a perfect harmony with her, with Annika's vocals. It was such a great flowing tributary of color and change and vibe that it just really created this beautiful foundation where she could weave in and out of and control the narrative of the song itself. But meanwhile, in the background, you get this, almost this Deftones kind of a vibe. And I don't want to sound specific. And again, I'm trying to go back to '98 to get to that sound to bring a likening to it. But I'm getting Deftones. But what was really getting me, and there was a part in the song where I was hearing a very specific sound. And I wrote down Smashing Pumpkins' Gish. There's a song on there called Rhinoceros, and I was really, it wasn't sounding like it. That's not what I'm saying. Meaning it wasn't like a riff or anything like that from the song. That's not what I'm saying. The way that travel flowed and the tones that were being created by the guitar player and the bassist and everybody that was contributing to that flow, it took me to that first Smashing Pumpkins album. That first Smashing Pumpkins album is really, if you don't have it, shame on you. But it's really, for me, a barometer of, dude, that's how you take someone in that tone. This is a very alternative sound, and I love it. Again, I've got Massive Attack Teardrop in my head, and it's a perfect weight. And her vocals and that music create this perfect color spectrum. So you've got that really rich earth foundation, and then you get these really bright greens and yellows from the instruments, and then her voice comes in with this lilt, with this weightlessness, but yet it's a presence of weightlessness. and it's creating these other pinks and these blues and these purples that are creating a vibrant pattern in my head all the time, being surrounded by that white light. And that's how I know that everything is flowing properly, because it's coming through the spectrum and it's creating that white light of balance. So it's a really great track. Thank you very much for that suggestion. That was The Gathering with Travel as taken. I think it was from Facebook. So I appreciate that. Again, fill me in with everything down below. You guys are my Sherpas on this new journey of mine up this mountain of music. So thank you very much for all the help you're giving me and filling me in with all the info, who's who, and all this other stuff. And again, if you are going to make a suggestion, please try to provide a link, especially if you're going to do it on social media. Hit me up with a DM, provide the link, and I'll get it into the handy dandy notebook. Also on Saturdays, 2 p.m. Central Time here in the U.S., it is the Wild Side Live. 2 hours of fun and frivolity and another opportunity for you to get me your suggestions. I want to thank the sponsors, Aspen Dental, Connect 200 Music to See, Gothic Jewelry, and of course, Aunt Betty's Nut Butter. And thank all of you for taking time out of your day to watch my video. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark, and this has been The Wild Side.